Somebody say the Singapore job good but very hard. This one also money very low. Now only one day working only $18 salary. Whole day the morning 8 o'clock start, evening the 7 o'clock finish. I go back Bangladesh, cannot earn money also so much. How can I take care my family? My one family and my brother one family.
我在中国以前是那个钻头战虎，之后我做的那个水电，到新加坡做的铁工，在工作当中就是那个墙上那个模板啊掉下来以后砸到这个脊椎啊，4根骨裂，脚腕骨折，公司什么都没赔偿，没有赔偿。现在倒闭的，他老板不管，医药费现在就是我那个南洋总公司啊，他要扣我的那个医药费24000块钱，所以我就是找的律师现在。
The average migrant worker, he would have paid an agent from between $5,000 to 12,000 Singapore dollars to come to Singapore for work, which barely gives him $20 a day. Yeah, when he gets an injury, he gets no money, and no money means no food, and very often no accommodation. Of course, the Singapore laws and system tries to ensure that they are given accommodation and some wages. However, some companies flout this law. And their cases can take between sometimes 3 months to 6 months to even a year or more to process. And it's this time where they are most vulnerable.
A lot of the times, workers will come here to Singapore and then their boss will be like, I'm going to give you this amount of salary. But in China or in Bangladesh, you're told different amount. So that's one very common salary dispute. But a lot of salary disputes consist around overtime. So overtime in Singapore is 1.5 times the normal rate. But so far, I've not really met anyone who's being paid the correct rate. Also, deductions are very common. So employers will deduct money for like security deposits so the worker won't dare to run away, which is illegal, but a lot of them do it. We have no power over the employer. We cannot really force the employer to do anything. And I'm quite sure the employer knows what he's doing is wrong. So you can try and negotiate with them and point out that it's illegal, but just be like, so what, you can't do anything to me, why should I listen? So we try to encourage workers to try and have a good relationship with their employers because it's easier to get things done.
Many of us in HealthServe, when we are in contact with them, when we hear their stories, I just can't help but feel that, as a fellow human, I feel so helpless, confronted with this huge issue of another fellow human being. And how am I going to celebrate common humanity?
Through HealthServe, we have been serving about 3,000 over migrants who have been affected. HealthServe is able to come alongside to provide them with social assistance, to write to MOM, to appeal to MOH, and HealthServe, because of our clinic services, able to allow them to have medical attention and giving them some of these services that they very much needed, costly, but yet we are able to make it affordable or even make it free for them.
My role here is a volunteer associate, so I help HealthServe by developing the volunteer base through programs that engages the volunteers, explains to the volunteers about migrant issues and how to understand and appreciate migrant issues. The health education I do here is mostly catered to the migrant workers. The doctors will diagnose the problem and then sometimes they'll pass the patient off to me, and then I'll spend maybe extended periods of time explaining to them about their problems, how to avoid complications. So in part, I actually buy the doctors some time so that they can see more patients.
At HealthServe, we have got this listening culture. We have lots of coffee sessions, we have coffee and dialogue with people. When we have a friendly environment where stories can be exchanged, stories are told and retold, and friendships ignited, friendships form and rekindle, that really forms the basis where we can learn from each other and where communities can have their dignity restored.
HealthServe has a philosophy of being engaging in communities, engaging with people together, serving one another. I think many of them walk into our office with a very painful experience. The anguish, their pain and their struggles really come across to us in a very strong manner. But yes, it's been very fulfilling when we are able to help them to set free of that, help them to recover from that pain and healing. I think HealthServe is truly an organization with a mission to bring about healing, bridging the communities, and to help them to move on in their lives, to bring about restoration for their well-being and welfare.
Before HealthServe don't have friend, anything. I coming the HealthServe now making so many people, and HealthServe also Singaporean, all people also can now know me and all my friend. HealthServe, he teach me English and how to do Facebook, how to do email, how to do the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. All body can teach me and show me. Slowly I learning.
所以说，现在到了康师，给我们特别大的帮助，让我们感觉回到像家的感觉一样。特别是这康师界的领导啊，还有康师的职工，都对我们像亲人一样的。
As I come in contact with so many migrant workers, I got to see how big the world really is. I got to appreciate that behind every migrant worker, it could be a brother, it could be a son, or it could be a father who loves his family, who wants to do something for his family. So all migrant brothers here are people making huge sacrifices and willing to make even more sacrifices for the people that they love. So they're not much different from you and I who labor hard, work hard, study hard for the people that we love as well. Yeah.
I volunteered with migrant workers for about maybe 4 or 5 years already. They always teach me and remind me to have a bigger perspective on things. The vast majority of them, like at least 90% or so, like when you ask them why they left their country to work in low-income jobs, very menial ones that people look down on, they will almost always say that it's for their families. Personally, I find that very noble and I respect that, and I don't think it's right the way they're treated in most countries around the world.
For me personally, to find that daily empathy, to journey with them, to care for them, to consider every individual as a human being, contributing to our society, working here, and doing good for our country is something that is of tremendous energy and challenge. We do not want to see them as another digit, another workman or worker, but we want to see them as a friend, a partner in our community, someone who contributes to our economy, to our well-being here in Singapore. They are the unseen heroes, I call them.
Here in Singapore, we really have a very, economic-based sort of criteria, where jobs we think that are of more worth are paid 100 times more than jobs that we think are of less worth. But here at HealthServe, we try to remind people that every vocation has a role in society. As a doctor, I'm not more important than my friend who's a bin worker. We need to understand that, and we know when we celebrate that, this challenge of having this them and us divide, the challenge of human discrimination can be broken, and mutuality, equity can be celebrated. And you really make your life and my life a lot richer.